Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. Today's exciting episode, I'm not sure it's exciting. It's a sewing vlog and there's yet another update on my beading.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So I'm a huge fan of lists of all the things that I should be doing but haven't gone around to. So I was going to do an episode of everything I've made in the last 3 months because I haven't done an everything I've made episode since February. So that is 3 whole months. Anyway, but I still haven't finished some of them. Like this jacket here, it needs 1 row of pink beads and it needs the camouflage triangle on the back, and then it'll be finished. And I'm going to cheat a little bit and I'm going to say it's in the last 3 months collection because most of it was done then. But yeah, instead of doing that, I worked on this jacket. So I've got an update about that. And I was also going to do an update about my Me Made May plans because I was like thinking about what I was going to do for the rest of the year. And I have thought about that. And I have thought about, how I'm going to make my work more political too. But, the update on this jacket is already like 15 minutes long. So, also, I don't think I did a February everything I made. That means there's 4 months of stuff that I haven't done collections videos for. Goodness, I am so disorganized. I think it's just difficult to know what to do with I'm try to be relentlessly positive and always productive, but yeah, the world is just chaotic and in shambles at the moment, and I think that's impacting my ability to do creative things well at the moment. Anyway, I've got an update on this jacket on the Tempest, so I'll roll that and I'll come back at the end and hopefully I'll be more serene. So super quick recap. This is the jacket. It's a Lesage style tweed and I bought it back in 2020 during the pandemic. It took forever to arrive. Don't buy anything on Etsy. And so this is just a close-up to show you. It's just a really, really complex, loosely woven tweed, which just makes it very delicate to work with. So very challenging to begin with. But then I decided to get out a lot of my bead collection. Actually, this is just a little part of it, but it is a lot of beads. And I decided to do a Mediterranean shipwreck sort of theme. So that's why these particular sorts of beads were decided upon. And then I did the beading, first half of the torso beading, and then I unpicked it and redid it. And this was the end of the second video where I did the unpicking and did the 2.0 beading. And yeah, so this is the end of the last video, me counting out all the shells and deciding I had enough to do 2 bands of the shells. But I did go ahead and finish it. But this is the last bit of that video, me showing you that I'd done the aqua sort of calm after the storm blue of the sea, of the ocean, and I was going to do a different color on each of the white bands. So I had enough of the shell slices to do 2 bands in the shell slices, which the shells are an absolute nightmare to stitch on, but they do look good. So yeah, so that's the end of the second video or third video. I'm losing track now. Anyway, it's actually a fabric haul, but I showed you a bit of what I'd done. So I ended up finishing the row and then I worked out what the other ones were. I think on the last time I saw you, I was going to do alternate bands, but then I just decided it would look more balanced if they were symmetric. So yeah, I decided that I'll do the same, and then so I undid the cuffs. Like originally the cuffs here, this image is quite clear. You can see that the outside half of the cuff was ceramic and the inside is glass hearts in royal blue and white. But I decided I just couldn't stand them. So I pulled them off, and maybe I'll use them at some years down the track, but I'm not going to use them at the moment for sure. And so I pulled them off and just made the cuffs all ceramic. And So now it's ceramic, calm ocean, seashells, calm ocean. And then the next one I put on is the teal, so the tumultuous Tempest sea. So yeah, I mean, I like this and I like the way I've mixed the little opaque skulls in there with the transparent ones. It gives the eye something interesting, like it makes it more interesting if you've got all different textures in there as well. Some of them are electropated, that little sort of silver or gold metallic sheen on some of the beads as well. So it does sort of look like the sun splashing and playing off how it's sort of the sun catches in your eye a little bit sometimes. So I do love that. So I was like, yeah, I like this look, I'm going to keep doing it. So I've divided my beads into one size of the glass calm sea. Then I've got the tumultuous teal sea ones in the middle, and then I've got the smaller aqua ones on the side. I just needed something in between them. And I've got the little aqua skulls there as well. So it was just easier to do the beads that way, because you have to hold the jacket with one hand and hold your needle and thread with the other hand and sort of balance, sort of henpeck the bead that you want to use. So you really need the beads sorted into categories to make it easier. And especially because it's a white jacket, you have to be really, really careful, because some of these beads are like a decade old. I should probably just wash them all. But, I mean, they've been in packages, so they should be fine. Anyway, so yeah, now I'm concerned about that white band around the top. And also from far away, the way the top three don't have a solid colour that you can see, whereas these bands I'm doing on the sleeves, they look awesome. I love them. They've got a mosaic. They look like, that shipwreck glass or whatever it's called, those little chips of glass, or a broken bottle that you find at the sea and it's been ground down. And anyway, I think these sleeve bands are really good, but they don't mesh well with the torso of the jacket. So that is my problem at the moment. So, I mean, what do you do? Just unpick constantly. Unpicking beads is really, really difficult, because you have to do it in a way that doesn't damage the tweed at all. And the more expensive the tweed, obviously, the more precarious it is. But yeah. So, and yes, so I went ahead and just decided to leave what's on there and work on the second sleeve. But obviously this is another day, and I come back and I'm like, okay, I was up to teal, and I was going to do the teal just above the elbow on the second side. That's when I left it off. The last time I had a sewing time, that's what I was going to do. But obviously today I started and I'm like, okay, right, I had to do teal, wasn't it? And I've put the teal in the wrong spot. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm not taking the teal ones off. It's like hundreds of beads. But I might take the shell row off, because shells are just, I don't know. If I want this to last decades, those shells are just really precarious. They're just really fragile. So maybe I should take it off, because I do have enough beads that I could do 2 armbands of teal. And I do like I love the lighter aqua ones, and I love that I'm using up the lighter aqua ones. But the teal gives it gravitas. It gives it a weight that the jacket needs. So visual weight, not actual physical weight. The aqua ones are actually heavier because there's lots of big glass ones in there, and they do look awesome. And some of the bands, I haven't left enough white in between each bead. So yeah, I just want to unpick it all. Now that I'm very firm on my design, I kind of just want to unpick it all and do it all again, but I'm not going to, because I do not have that amount of time. But on the other hand, you're going to wear the jacket for decades, so you might as well invest time. This is me realizing I don't have enough teal beads, so I'm going to mix some teal bits of shell in between the teal beads that I do have left. And that way I should be able to get 2 bands out of on each sleeve of the teal. And there'll be like 3 or 4 aqua bands, and then maybe some brown ones as well. And I might just not have shells on there at all now, which is a shame. But I have a tiny scrap of this fabric left, so I might make a handbag that on one side is just plain tweed, and the other side is like shell slices of shell and little shell beads and all the things I wanted to use in this but couldn't. So, and I'm thinking of unbeading those top 3 rows as well, doing them and putting teal and aqua there as well. We shall see. The creative process for this jacket has been very tempestuous, so on brand. Okay, I'm going to go do more beading or unbeading. One or the other. Spoiler alert, dear reader, she did both. So I took off the shell layer, and you can see I missed one bit of thread very carefully, and then I put a teal layer on there so that it was sort of much better with the torso. So it's ceramic, and I also, this is me just showing you up the sleeve. So it goes ceramic, then teal, and I took the bits of the more fragile beads off the top 3 rows as well, and I'm going to add some teal and aqua beads and maybe some cream beads up there as well. So here it is from the cuff up. Got ceramic, then we've got a thin line of brown, then we've got aqua, ocean aqua, and then we've got teal, then we've got aqua, then and then there's a brown band, thin brown band. So there's not a whole lot of white. I kind of got a little excited about covering every white band up, just because they're the most fragile of the bits woven into the tweed. So from close up you can still see the white. It is very apparent. It looks much more like a mosaic in person, but I'm like, when I edit, it's a tiny little shot. So it's not as impressive. It's amazing in real life, and yes, it is very heavy. But I'm about to add more beads to it. But I really do want some aqua at the top so that to tie the torso in with the. Oh, and this is me just looking at this necklace here in those ash black oval faceted beads. I've got them in apricot as well, so I'm thinking about finding them. I don't know where they are, but I have some of those that maybe I'll use. Anyway, this is me showing you the back and the sleeve. Now you can see how much I've done on the sleeve. Just a reminder that I still haven't done the top row of the back. I think I'm going to do aqua along there and aqua along the top row of the front as well, because they both sort of have a little section on the cap of the sleeves as well, and that way it'll all be one section. Plus I've got loads of aqua beads, and this is it just from the side, and it actually like the lighting isn't helping. I was too exhausted. I couldn't be bothered putting all the lights in the proper spots, and and the shadows aren't helping here either. But see, one side I've done the aqua on. The top 3 are going to go, I think, aqua, then maybe pearly cream, and then aqua on the top as well. I was thinking of maybe doing it teal, but I think I'm going to use up all the teal just doing the rings around the arms. And that white one that I've left at the top there, I think I'll make that cream pearls, and just to add a bit more white in there as well. But so it's getting there. There's still a lot to do, and it looks very half done at the moment. But the beads that I've taken off the top bits, I'm going to I've got a little bit of this tweed left, and I think I'm going to make a handbag. And one side will just be plain tweed, and the other side I'll just use a bit of felt, and I'll just do it all beading. And I'll use all the beads that I wanted to use in this, but I wasn't able to. I think I'll do that. Maybe. I still have all the vertical shipwreck beads to do as well. So there's the little ones that look like bits of splintered woods. I've got some like a handful of the fish beads left, and they'll just sort of dangle down. Some of the more robust hand-blown glass beads, as well as I've got some tiny little shells that I'll just hang on strings of seed beads. So yeah, there's a lot more to go. A lot has been done. It's like a week and a half I've been working on this jacket. It feels like forever, but it's only been a week and a half. So yes, more to go, but I've definitely made progress and I've become more sure of what I want it to look like. So, getting there, not really, still plugging away at it, and I haven't given up yet. On a more positive note, I am using up so many beads. It's awesome. I mean, it doesn't look like I've even made a dent in my bead collection, but still pretty awesome. And yeah, I am achieving things. It just doesn't, maybe it's because I haven't done it in collections videos. I feel like I haven't sort of achieved much. When you do those and you have to, after I do one of those videos, you just carefully put everything away, and it does make you feel like you've actually achieved something when you like are physically putting all those things away. So that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I know I do try to make things, and oh my gosh, I was so tempted to make a cute summer dress out of that muslin I have with the bees on it. So tempted. And I also have that wasp coloured tweed in yellow and black. So tempted to make up that jacket. Maybe I will do that next. I was going to do the that mauve and olive one next. That's like a Chanel tweed that I have. Okay, in my mind, they are very similar. And if you hold them up together, you can see the definite similarities between the two. But looking at them now, yeah, not so much. Anyway, so if you have a preference between which I should make up next, because I kind of want both of them. They're both going to have triangles on the back of them. The mauve and olive one, I was going to put a key on the back, but it's definitely going to be a triangle now. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you've been inspired to do some beading or some sewing, unlike me. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Happy sewing.